Actually,
hit
I mean,
record,
no.
so-
Wait. We could do relaxing 3-hour tropical beach. Let's do that one instead, man.
I really like the green ones. I really like the rain ones.
Yeah, rain ones are good too. I mean, do you want to do a rain one?
Yeah,
You know what? This beach, I can dig it.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Clint.
Let me turn off the lights, man. Make it a little more cozy.
Wait, y'all record with lights on? The fuck's wrong with y'all?
I have a lamp.
Alright, so this is Jumpcancel. I'm Clint, joined by my co-host Nick.
Yo.
And then I got NeverBlock, who's going to reveal his name, since I don't want to call him NeverBlock. And then my boy PPPD 340, PPPD 711, WAZX.
Now, I mean, we could drop the Jav codes, Clint, because you might know me as my other alias, Turbo Two Tune.
Turbo Tutu?
Turbo Two Tune, man.
Is this a confession?
Wait. So now we got like the introductions done.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just jump right into this. Like, have you guys gone into the Turbo Two Tune?
We haven't
story?
discussed the Turbo Tutu.
The legend of Turbo Two Tune. Now, for someone who's unfamiliar with the LFG scene, which is a lot of people.
Most. Not any of them listening to this though, because there's like 6 people.
Oh yeah, of course. 4 of them bots.
Mm-hmm. I sort of just played on repeat on like 6 different accounts.
Is that Richard used everyone's alias except for Chris White's. Now Chris White's alias is Turbo Two Tone. That's how he always chose it. A little interesting. I don't know how he came up with it, but
I think
needless
it was
to
Street
say,
Fighter 2 controllers, some shit like that.
Like an anime reference from an old anime character.
Of course, yeah, 90s, from the 90s, of course.
Specifically.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, anyways, I think like about a year ago, some guy messaged Richard Dam, who was recently on the podcast, saying like, "I am the real Turbo Two Tone. I will like in this like mysterious, ominous, presence.
Yeah,
I will show up."
We can call it those terms.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a different terminology for it, but I'm not sure.
I'm gonna show up
Epic.
After I reach Ultra Diamond to reveal my true identity. And needless to say, it's been a year and the guy still hasn't showed up. Now at this point, it always comes back every 3 months. The first month, it was everyone just being like putting on their Sherlock Holmes cap, getting the magnifying glass, and just like, who is Turbo Two Tune?
Checking the grammar, thinking that's Richard.
I might write a book about it one day. It'll be one of the greatest donuts in the world.
This is a great moment in LFGC history.
Another epic whodunit.
Like, I know Richard has been successful at work. He's been making bank. Maybe he bought a second PlayStation and a second copy of Street Fighter V so he could message himself. Maybe.
And also a copy of Rosetta Stone English to him.
Yeah.
So now like it's been a year and like I think everyone just doesn't care anymore.
I think we really stopped caring after about 2
Yeah,
weeks.
It's honestly just become a joke. And like, you know what? I give the man credit because he came back, I think around like 6 months after the initial message to Richard. He made a Twitter account and like everyone's just like, oh yeah, interesting. He has a Twitter account and now he's like releasing like, kind of like an Easter egg hunt.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally I'll just tweet him like, why?
Yeah, exactly, right? Now, the only man this is affecting is Chris White.
Yeah, he's actually really bothered by it.
And like, I don't know about you, Nick, but like every single time like it gets brought up, he just won't stop talking about it. It's like it's like he's got all the newspapers clippings. He's got like it's tying it. It's just like I don't understand.
He's got the cork board and the red string.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
and
here's another Easter egg between that. I cannot find the Twitter account for Turbo Two Tune currently.
Oh,
like,
interesting. You have to. I think he only follows Richard Dam.
Okay. I wonder why.
Damn okay, yeah. He seems to have a weird obsession with damn okay.
Or maybe they are in fact the same person.
Now this is where I'm gonna lead into this part, man. Notice how Chris wants to start setting up these these barbecues at his place
Yeah.
a lot earlier than usual. I am fucking certain, man, that he is just gonna get us all into one room. he is gonna turn off dim the lights and just be like, all right, no one's fucking leaving until we find out who Turbo 2-Tune is, man.
It's all just a setup.
It is, man. He's gonna lure us in with fucking, burgers, fries, a couple beers, and once we're all, he's gonna try to get us drunk, and then one of us is gonna spill the beans.
Hopefully we don't devolve into discussing women again.
Yeah. No, please don't. Let's just not go there.
No girls allowed.
No, of course, no girls allowed.
Look,
This
I like
for
my
another time.
FGC like I like my love life. No women.
Amen.
Amen. So, I don't know about you guys, but I've been pretty adamant that I've been making a list. So I'm kind of curious on. I'll go first with my list for a set of topics that we can kind of talk about. Hopefully don't cut in on this dead air. So initially I was gonna kind of come in here and just be an asshole and tell you that you guys fucking suck at making a podcast and how I'm gonna make it better.
Yeah, I mean, this is all true.
Yeah, again, not wrong. But I decided to kind of scrap that because you know what? When I was listening to the podcast, I was like, I kind of like the amateurish vibe. The no editing.
Yeah.
Which
So, are you saying you were gonna come on here and tell us we're terrible at doing a podcast without having ever listened to it?
You guys won him over, man.
yeah. Look, man, I knew it was you and Clinton, and I didn't need to look any further. I was like, I was gonna give these guys the benefit of the doubt.
Reminder: Nick didn't have a choice to do this podcast. I just told him he was doing it.
Yeah.
and that's to me the interesting part of it is that I was like, man, Nick needs to be doing so much more here. And
No, Nick is just a hostage.
Nick, press hard on the keyboard 3 times if you're being held hostage.
Press heart? What?
Just give me something like that. Give me a message.
Morse code, keyboard tapping.
So, to kind of get kickstarted into this, I don't know what the main topic of this podcast is. I thought it was a fighting game podcast. Turns out it might be a Devil May Cry podcast. But anyways,
I think it's an anime podcast.
Yeah,
No,
most
it's
likely.
yeah, I think
I went on YouTube and all I saw was Devil May Cry videos, which you cancel on it. So I don't know.
I mean, if you check my YouTube channel, it's 80% Devil May Cry right now.
yeah.
That explains a lot then.
Yeah, okay, interesting. So, this is the second part of my topic list, but it's going to be the only topic list. Is that, I was thinking about this because when I got asked to be on the podcast, I recently went to karaoke. So, I want to discuss what you guys think is the perfect karaoke playlist.
Playlist?
And, no, the set list, what you're going to sing and all that. And then, skating or bowling, which is the perfect first date? Why I think winter 2017 is the perfect anime season, and why I don't watch seasonal anime, and why I like making lists for conversation, and then if we have more time, weeaboo and losing its meaning. That's pretty much kind of what I'm gonna go on.
That one.
I think I might skip the why I like making lists for conversations. Because that's kind of easy.
My first question is, the fuck is a topic list?
I mean, I knew you were gonna say that, Clinton,
Right.
and that's why I like this whole amateurish vibe. Because I was listening to the Richard podcast, and there is a segment where Richard just says, "So you guys gonna ask me any questions?" and poor Nick is just like,
You gotta realize, half the time I don't even tell Nick we're recording until like 10 minutes into the episode.
Like I said, it's just I like that whole non-editing vibe, the amateurish vibe of just like, I know how like people are gonna start a bit like people start bands in the 90s, in the 80s. People start podcasts, and that's kind of what you guys did in the modern era.
Yeah, I hit the record button, and then
so
it's been about 11 episodes now.
Hey man, you're doing great. Roberto, you wanna share me your list? Cause I know you were talking to me about that.
Alright, my list. I don't want to share it. I want.
Hey, wait, do you want to? Okay,
I
so
want to
do you
bring it
want?
up naturally, slowly. But
I mean, like, no, you you bring like the thing is though is that like you use the topic list. And I guess we'll just start off with why I like making conversation lists. You use it as a way to kind of just like anytime the conversation just kind of like drops off and you're just like, where do I pick up? You don't get moments like, so you guys gonna ask me any questions?
but I feel
You see.
those moments are not bad moments intrinsically. I think being like I think that kind of moment where like, are you guys gonna ask me any questions? Like, it's not bad intrinsically. Like as long as it doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
Additionally, I also don't think sharing your lists, like having the list is probably having the list is okay, but sharing it like. The viewer is like, all right, now I know what they're gonna talk about. Like,
Well, no,
too
but
inside
like,
baseball.
What do you want to like do? Whoa! I can't believe you brought up that topic. Whoa! Like, I don't think they give a shit whether or not I bring up the topic list or
I don't know. I would care. I'd be like, all right,
You know,
what you're talking about.
yeah, same old song and dance, man. I've seen this conversation before. I'm out.
You see, for me, what a guest is an excuse for me to not have to do a lot of work on the episode.
Yeah, I mean, naturally, of course.
I just pull them in, they do all the talking. And it's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So, karaoke lists.
Alright, yeah, okay. So, the reason why I bring this up, to get into a little story time is, Chris invited me out to go sing karaoke with his, like, the Japanese Student Association.
Now, did he interrogate you about Turbo 2 Tune on the way?
No. He did not, because I like it's one of those things where I'm just like I refuse to bring it up, man. I'm like I don't even look at the number 2, man. Like we walk into Wendy's and sometimes I like Dave's double, but I just say give me a single. I'm scared, man. I'm scared of triggering him. So
no even numbers for me.
Yeah, exactly. So I get into the karaoke place and like. I don't know most of these people. Now, the events leading up to karaoke was just a shit show in and of itself, but I think that's for another day. Specifically talking about the karaoke, I get there and I love singing. I love karaoke. And I'm pretty sure most people here do too. It's just a fun atmosphere, with your friends.
Poorly singing, drunk in love.
Oh yeah, yeah. Clint, you're the worst, man. Sometimes you pick a song, and you only know the chorus, and then
I have a vague idea of the lyrics.
Yeah, it gets to the first verse, and you're just like, yeah, I don't know this.
Yeah, holy shit! When I messed up the first "When Angels Deserve to Die,"
yeah,
I thought it started soft and then it went hard. It goes hard and then goes soft. What the fuck?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that, man.
No,
that was
I
bad.
can relate to that. Man. I'll try to think of something out loud in my head, and like, wait a second, I actually don't know how the song goes. That's the time I do.
That's just an amateur mistake, man.
It's like, I know the chorus of Dangerous Woman, it's pretty simple, dangerous woman. But the rest of that song, what the fuck?
See, I feel like you only listen to the commercials on like for radio.
Yeah, no, I just listen to like, that YouTube ad between songs.
Yeah, exactly. featuring Ariana's new hit single "Dangerous Woman."
Mm-hmm.
So I get in there and it's a bunch of people that I don't know, and like I made the mistake of thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna pick the same songs that I would sing in front of like close friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked a song called Charlie XCX Boys. It's about liking boys. I thought
Yep.
thought I could be open about that and all that. So I'm singing it, and I notice after every single song, before I came up, they would clap. They just do like one of those, right?
It's almost like all of these Japanese people or Japanese students
very
are
polite.
only singing Japanese.
Well, no.
Oh,
Like,
they weren't?
well, no. They actually were singing, but I'm just saying like the clapping has nothing to do with it. Like some other people were singing English songs and they would clap, but I sang Boys, and like I put down the mic and like it's crickets. And then so I'm just like I'm thinking in my chair, man, and like this is where I made the biggest mistake.
Was that your first song or your second?
That was my first song. That was my very first song.
I think you have to start off with something more like something like build the mood up before you.
Yeah.
Start.
Well,
Yeah, hint at being gay, but don't.
They'll be like, okay, like
Nick, we're not talking about that.
It's kind of like
I think I should establish my racial identity by just playing like Bon Jovi or something. Yes, I am a white male.
no, it's like
Better
it's
to
like,
get Caucasian.
It's about first impressions, right? So if you start singing like if you like meet someone and you like start joking immediately without really knowing them,
that was.
They kind of get the wrong idea about you, or maybe they get the right idea, but that's not the idea you want them to have.
Yeah, exactly. I think the latter is more appropriate because I'm like I love that song. Like I love like singing that song. It's a fun song to sing. But in my head, I was picturing like singing it with like my close friends. So like we're all singing together. And like I went up there and I'm just like I was busy singing about Boys, and I'm just like just quiet. Just
And
Boys.
Chris
And I'm just
didn't help you out here.
oh no. Chris
imagine?
Chris is like the worst. So I call these people cheerleaders, right? They're the type of people that they didn't choose the song, but they always help out, man. They like Edwin or Tenma or whatever you want to call him. I'm gonna call him Edwin. That dude's a great cheerleader. He can bring the hype.
No, you saved my ass on a couple tracks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. Because I just love it. There was no cheerleaders there, and Chris White, I look over and just like he's just looking at me, I'm looking at him, and I just go back to the lyrics. So like I get there, and then this is where I made my biggest mistake. I decided for my next song to play "Fucking Problems" by A$AP Rocky. And that is like if anyone doesn't know what "Fucking Problems" is by A$AP Rocky, it's like a rap song, and the very first lyrics are like, "I love bad bitches,
that's my fucking problem."
And yeah, like the fucking got a fucking problem. Now imagine just singing that in front of 10 Japanese girls.
That's what's wrong with that?
A lot. Yeah, I can imagine. And like I kind of knew that I messed up. Like within the first verse, I was just like, "This was a horrible mistake." But like, if there's one thing that's worse than kind of like picking a bad song and completing it, it's picking a song and then stopping halfway. You look like a coward.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. No,
yeah, of course.
Seems
Yeah.
completely reasonable to me.
Exactly. But like in front of strangers, like if you're gonna pick a song, you might as well kill it. That's so. After that song, again, same reaction, just crickets, and like. I kid you not, for like 4 days, it was just in the back of my head, just like, why did I pick that song, man? And like, I even went up to Chris. I even went up to Chris. I'm like, man, do they hate me? So this is kind of like why I kind of wanted to bring up like karaoke playlist, is that this was on my mind for like a week. I'm like I got like the schematics, just like, all right, what's the perfect song to start with?
So karaoke for groups that you're not quite comfortable with.
I think we have to separate it into two groups, man. You got your boys, and you got kind of like the office group setting. And I'm gonna lump
colleagues.
Yeah, I'm gonna lump the JSA into kind of like the colleague setting, because it's people that like I know them, but I'm not close with them.
So my karaoke philosophy is very simple. I sing Japanese songs that I know at least somewhat, and then I get
Right.
my English in through singing other people's songs.
Oh, that's a good philosophy. I mean, if you're comfortable with singing another language in front of other people, I personally get like way too much like anxiety. Like, if you think I'm gonna sing a Japanese song in front of 10 Japanese girls, you got me fucked.
Yeah.
You got me fucked up.
I mean that's fair, but the bigger problem is actually just reading it.
You nudge the girl like beside you, it's like, hey man, you think you can help me out with that kanji?
Just give me the Romaji, please.
But it's
the
not too
Romaji's
bad.
worse. The Romaji's worse, man. Give me the hiragana and katakana, which I think is on there, but
Yeah, it's usually hiragana. Or usually is furigana. But it's not so bad if you have somebody singing with you who knows the
Yeah.
language and that song better.
Oh, so Edwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Edwin's the ultimate support.
hmm
So, to kind of like wrap this whole thing up, I pretty much decided that you have to from now on, I'm gonna walk in, I'm gonna read the atmosphere, and I'm not gonna pick the first song because I think like I was like the second or third person who went.
hmm
I'm gonna let like 8 or 9 people go so I can get a good sample size of the atmosphere. If this is like the colleague group.
Yeah.
I think it's so much easier when you have like close friends because you're just gonna play whatever the hell you want and like you're not scared of being
Yeah, I'm a
judged.
song to Beyonce it.
Yeah, exactly, right. We'll sing "Drunken Love" next time, man. I was listening to it and we'll kill that duet.
hmm
I think you start with chill songs. You try to avoid or like the classic like Bon Jovi, "It's My Life," "Shot Through the Heart."
Hotel
Try to stay.
California. That's
Yeah. The I'm a white person.
Mhm.
Karaoke vibe, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, pretty much Clinton.
Mhm.
And then stay away from the sad love songs if you can help it,
I can't.
because I know you can't, man. But God forbid, there was one guy who just his first song was this sappy, sad Chinese song, and like if it didn't suck the energy out of the room, it goddamn like by the end of it sure did. I was like, oh my god, what are you doing? My theory is he tried doing it to show his vulnerable and soft side to these girls. That's my theory.
Did it work?
The ally plant.
No, I don't think so, because
You should
Yeah.
have sung Dango Dai Kazoku.
yeah, let's not
I've
go there.
heard that one.
Like that is something where it's like if I see someone like pick that song, I'm just gonna skip it. Like I'm just gonna skip it. Why are you playing that? It's just
That was a mistake,
If you had a-
right?
if you had a group singing that one, it's great.
oh yeah, true, yeah, just you and the boys, man, just
Mhm.
balling out.
It's actually
But,
kind of a happy song. It's just
It's
has
an
a
easy
sad
song.
context.
You get to
Yeah. It is an easy song, but then if you've seen the show, you're tearing up, man. You're getting a little emotional because for damn well, like Nick, because you've seen the show too.
Yeah.
That it's always the saddest moment, and then that song, and you're just like, God, you're just like a tear rolling down your eyes, just like, God, I'm just choking up. God damn it.
The ending.
Yeah.
It plays during the climax, which was not a sad moment. So for me, it's kind of the happy sad song.
I mean, different strokes for different folks. We've had this conversation on Clinad. I don't think we see eye to eye here, but that's a topic for another time. Setting myself up for another guest appearance.
You know what? For you, next time you come on, let me know and I'll binge watch Clanad.
Please
Ooh.
don't. No, if there's one thing I don't want is Clinton watching Clanad and giving him his opinion on it.
Like
We've
like-
already
the-
got my bias on the art style.
Yeah. The bug eyes.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Hey, like anyone else got like inputs on a karaoke playlist? Might want to add on to this.
So, my tech is I like to sing the first part and then the chorus of A Cruel
Oh.
Angel's Thesis, but like nothing else.
Oh
It's
yeah.
because you don't
Yeah.
know any else.
I know. It's
Yeah,
like
I like how it's.
Zankoku na
Yeah.
tenshi no tenzen shonen yonshin wa ni nare. Do.
He's gonna,
And
find
then-
a,
and then-
he's gonna find a karaoke version with a dub. And we
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
An angel.
I mean, you could tell because Clinton will just either hand the mic to Edwin, Nick, and then or he'll just be like,
Yeah.
yeah. To the
Aoi kazena.
what? I thought you said you do know it. So you do know it? Oh, come on, man.
I know like the first 20-30 seconds.
Oh, okay. I mean, Roberto, do you have any tech? any secret
okay,
tech?
Personally, I don't like. I went to karaoke like once with you guys. And
Yeah, once or twice. You didn't.
Honestly, like if I had to theoretically go to karaoke with a group of people I don't know too well,
Yeah.
I would say just pick a song that's you, but not like
But not Boys by Charlie XCX.
not like something that's like it's you, but like it's not like the extreme of you, like
Yeah.
like Boys by fucking
Yeah.
whoever.
See, so I think
There's different levels of like you, right? And we're like
yeah, it's the three faces, right?
It's like step 1, check for Snake Eater. Realize you'll
Yeah.
never find Snake Eater at a karaoke machine. Deal with those feelings. Step 2, find some white ass shit you can sing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. I think being white, you can always go back on the classic rock songs, man. Like I know Chris's like go to is Basket Case by Green Day. It's like
I thought it was Gangster Paradise.
Oh yeah, didn't you help him out with Limp Bizkit?
No, I wouldn't touch Limp Bizkit with a 30-foot pole.
What was
Yeah.
he saying? The Nookie?
Yeah, did it
Yeah.
for the nookie. So just to kind of, like, again to wrap it all up, I think we got like the extremely personal Boys by Charlie XCX. I should have went a little lower, so like Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. I think that's a good popular song that everyone can kind of get behind.
Everyone knows they can clap to it.
Yeah. So just any other new topics, or do you want me to go straight in?
Well, no, I was gonna bring up a topic.
Yeah,
I got some beef with Corey. I want to settle here.
Alright.
All right.
Everybody
All right.
laundry.
All right.
So that last tree end game. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, man. We do we really want to explain a 38-minute game?
So I didn't go to the Korean barbecue the other day.
Yeah.
And this is where this unfolded.
Mhm.
Which I'm gonna bring this up, man. What happened to the Bismarck poster, Corey? Let's get it. Let's empty out the
Oh
garbage.
God, man.
I want to hear.
So there's a bit of history between me and Bismarck, and
No, I know the
sorry, not sorry. Let me call him by his actual name, Bitchmark.
Okay, so please go check Bismarck's Twitter header.
Oh man. Yeah. So let me just explain. So I think it was like this most recent Canada Cup. I was just looking around playing for games, and I see this fucking Jam player. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's play, man. I have a yellow square on the Guilty Gear Online scene. I was like, this is easy, man. I'm walking in there like I'm king. This guy, like, I lost like 3 or 4, like I think I lost the first of 5, but every game was like 1-2 in terms of rounds. And I'm just like, man, you're just a fucking scrub Jam. You're like,
That's
you're
what
just
I thought about Sway when I didn't know who Sway was.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, you gotta have that mentality. You
Every Jam looks like a fucking.
Yeah.
It's
retard.
like,
That's
that's
not
Jam,
Canada.
I'm Leo.
You
I'm
watching
just
a
press
Jam
5
player? You watching a Jam player? You can't tell Nick apart from like who's the best Jam in Japan?
Teresa.
LOX.
Yeah.
Yeah,
LOX or something. Like I can't tell Nick apart from LOX.
Honestly, man, it's the same. It's the same image.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
So anyways, I'm just like, you better be at the casuals because I'm gonna whoop your ass. So I get there on Sunday and I'm I have some fucking beef to settle with you. And so we're playing, and games are going back and forth because if you look at the Twitter header, if you can find the image, and maybe just link it to the people in the description below.
I can put the YouTube clip in.
Yeah, please put the YouTube.
Put it playing in the background in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would be the ambience.
The podcast.
Yeah, and no, forget this tropical beach, man. It's just gonna be biking gold bursting. so I'm playing and I burst, and I like he's just like, whoops! Can't believe I had my taunt button binded, and I knew it was a mistake. And this guy is just like, oh man, that was so fucking sweet. Just like giving himself a pat on the back. I'm looking at him just like, are you fucking kidding me? And like after the game's over, I even forget who won. I think maybe he did after that play. I think I was just mentally out of it, checked out. He calls over everyone. He's like, yo, Marshall, yo, come over here, man. Yo, Peppery, man, God, check this out. Look at this sweet play. And I have Glacial Rain, I have Peppery Splash, I have Marshall, and like fucking Mr. K or some shit. They're all looking like, oh man, wow, I can't believe you did that. Ha ha ha. And they're all laughing at me. And from that moment on, I was just like, this man is a fraud. You didn't do that on purpose. You didn't fucking do that at all. So,
okay, I will say.
Okay. Well,
every time I've played Bismarck, he's intentionally gone and bound taunt. So.
Okay, so this is my side of the story from talking to Bismarck.
Some guy from London just seems to hate me.
What he told me was like, dude, it was a really long set. Corey kept asking him for sets, so he's like, it's already like late into the set.
That's some bullshit.
And he's getting bored, and he's like, man, I don't want to play anymore. I'm just gonna start fucking around. So he does that. He said he does like 2k taunt on purpose. That's what I heard. It was on purpose. He didn't want to bait the burst, but he wanted to taunt.
That was not.
That's what I heard, man. He wanted to taunt.
Wow.
He didn't want to bait the burst, but he did want to taunt. So, and then he said like, yeah, it happened, and then I don't know. It just became like it got viral. Corey, Mr. Hollywood does it again.
Mr. Hollywood does it. That interesting how there's different takes on history.
I remember.
But
I'll say I'm on the right side of history here. I side with my boy Dan.
It was like mere minutes where I'm playing Dan, and every single time he does some shit and to grab my burst. And after like the third, him stealing my soul, he's like, why do you keep bursting there? I'm like, I don't care. I like that situation it causes for me.
Yep.
It's like the combo you get off of throwing my burst versus the combo you get from me not bursting there. I'm like, yeah, I like that one better. Yeah, I'll just take it.
True. Yeah, I like running into OSs. That's my favorite.
I like losing my burst. No problem. I think why would I want to burst?
I'm looking at this situation and it's like, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, I could use burst later for like a burst super or something.
Nah.
It's gonna take slightly less damage.
Especially burst super as a Leo White Fang.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, why would you?
So now that we got the context out of the way, let's get into the meat of the story here with the poster. So, as we all know, Richard went to Michigan Masters. I think it's kind of a minor, like between like a major and a minor tournament.
It had 82 people for Guilty Gear. It was bigger than Canada.
It was a big tournament.
It was a big tournament. Okay,
I'd say it was like a major. Like it had 128 people in it, Eunice or something like that.
All right.
It was really big.
Yeah, it was big. It was big. So it was him, Justin or Jemmy Plus, and then Edwin that all went, and
I was there too.
Oh yeah, and NeverBlock. Sorry, can't forget that. And then I just get a message from Richard, I think like on Saturday or Sunday, and he's like, "Hey Corey, I got a poster, a biking poster with a twist." And like in my head, I'm like, "Oh wow, like Richard's a really nice guy." Like wow, thanks for grabbing me this poster. And I'm like, biking with a twist. Like I'm thinking like, oh, it must be like mecha biking,
before she lost her eye. Or
I mean, she lost her eye when she was a kid, so that's whatever.
Some lolly
we're not gonna get into the lore here. I was like, oh, this could be like a sexy male biking, kind of going for that like gender bend. And so I go to our locals, and Richard's just like, all right, Coy, let me get the poster. And like he kind of goes near Edwin, and he's like, yo, Edwin, I'm giving him the poster. And I'm like, something's fishy.
What's this twist?
Yeah, exactly. I'm getting kind of scared at this point. And he gives me this poster, and it's beautiful art by, I think it was like Shu Now. Gonna obviously gonna plug the artist.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just see in the middle of her breasts, to my number one fan, Bismarck. And I literally looked at it. I looked at Richard, and I just said, why the fuck would you ruin this piece of art? And then Richard and Edwin are just laughing, and I'm just like, I just think to myself, like, I was gonna frame this.
You can still do it.
I'm not, but you got me fucked up if you think I'm gonna frame that. I think I went on a rant for like 10 minutes of just like, why would you do this? Oh no!
Okay.
Oh.
First of all, it's not like it's some super unique like piece of art. It's a print.
Oh no, yeah,
It's a
no,
print.
I know it's a print, but like,
It's a print. You can
like,
probably find it next major that person's in.
yeah, of course. I mean, that's
No
what I'm
big
gonna
deal.
That's what I'm gonna wait for.
Richard came up with the idea, but like he ran it through everyone. Like, oh, do you guys think it'll be funny? Like, do you think Corey will like actually take it or something? Like, I think it'll be. If anything would enjoy that joke, it'd be Corey. But then like, on my way back, I'm like, Corey maybe is a bit too prideful for something like that. He's probably not gonna take.
No, like I told Richard and like Edwin, I'm like, this joke is great. I'm just upset that I can't frame it.
No, you can. You just
I'm not. You get like I would like that. That is what I'm too prideful for. I am not framing that post. Like I'll appreciate the joke, and then Richard kept asking me like, "You gonna take it?" I'm like, Richard, I've said this for the 4th time. I'm not taking it. I refuse to take it.
You can take it and not frame it.
I mean, like what? So it can just like sit on my couch, just
You can just like hang it on the wall as a poster or something.
I'm not looking. As long as
Laminate
that
it.
fucking
Use it as a table mat.
It'll
shit.
remind you of that moment. You'll never gold burst again.
Yeah. No, thank you. Man, no, thank you.
Look, man,
At all.
just that's why you use burst for super.
Yeah. Or
But Biken's burst super is like actually terrible.
What, doesn't it do like 2 more damage?
Yeah, just instead
That's
of like
double.
instead of hitting them with a wet noodle, you just upgrade to like a wet towel. Just like, oh, there it is.
Hey, that shit stings.
I mean, it does sting, but I'm looking to kill. Oh man, yeah, that's definitely. I appreciated the joke. I thought it was funny, but I couldn't laugh because I was just so hurt. I was like, Richard, why would you do this to me, man?
he did you too dirty, man. You can't handle it. Like
I just imagine like on the ride home, like Roberto's just looking out the windows, just like, man, maybe we went too far.
no, like it was like I definitely supported it all the way. I was like, he's probably not gonna take it. So in retrospect, it's like kind of a waste of money.
I mean, it's $20 for a joke at that point.
Well, it was
like,
it was 25 for 2, so he actually got his own.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So it's not just like looking out the window. It's like, man, did we go too far? And then it's just like, nah.
Yeah, we got a deal.
Corey can, if anyone can take it, Corey can take it, man.
Oh man.
If
So
you can dish it, you can take it.
yeah. So yeah, that's. I think that was a. I thought that was a pretty funny moment.
That was a good moment. I wish I was there for it, but can't always
Yeah,
get what you want.
speaking of like on the week, man, I'm gonna get into why I hate watching seasonal anime.
Okay.
And
Okay.
like, does everyone here watch seasonal anime, like, or does it depend on the show?
I
do
like
off and on.
a whole podcast about it.
I usually find like 3 to 5.
Yeah, you find
Oh,
you find the ones that you like.
Yeah, I don't watch
and,
every show in the season. No.
See, now this is where I kind of like maybe I just had a salty experience, but Winter 2017, which is the best seasonal anime year. Like, you know, winter 2017 that's when anime peaked. 'Cause you had shows like Little Witch Academia, Scum's Wish.
That's alright, yeah.
Well, I mean, look, again, that's something for another day, but you're wrong.
Look,
But,
Kuso no Honkai was alright.
So Scum. Wow.
And then what is wrong with
Season
you?
2.
It's the same thing. It's a joke.
Did he just like, you know what? I'm gonna switch to Japanese here.
Yeah.
It was better in Japanese.
Okay, look, I didn't know.
No way.
I didn't know it
imagine
was
that
called
the
fucking
anime-
Scum's Wish.
Yeah, Scum's Wish is
Wish.
definitely, dude. Scum's Wish is like a lot better, but maybe we don't know Japanese, right, Roberto? So like we
Yeah,
hear
it's
Kuzu no
just-
Honkai.
When I was
There's like
downloading that shit off of Horrible Subs, it was Horrible Subs, Kuzo no Honkai, Episode 1, 1080p. So it was Kuzo no Honkai to me.
Wait, you literally just watched one episode?
No, I watched like the whole shit and then I read the manga. I'm like,
I mean,
And then
I
you're like,
guess-
oh, the manga ends exactly in the same.
I guess the
nothing
moral of the
else.
story is being a cuckold is good.
No,
no! Oh my god!
No, you gotta think like a tough lobster. You can't think like that.
No. I mean, in that certain situation, it was probably better for his sanity, because you know. But oh my god,
And
there's
you
just
see-
so much.
It was
So
the
much-
opposite of what I like because the main character is trying to fuck their teacher, which is my thing. But then they get cucked, so it's like.
What do you?
Oh wait.
Okay, I
Wait,
don't want to.
wait.
No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. Like we only go up to episode 3 when we're talking about like summaries. Look, there's so much good about Scum's Wish, and that's why it's like part of the reason why you had like Maid Dragon, you had Uraura Meirocho, which I think is like the most slept on anime.
Yeah,
So,
I literally
Suba
have
too.
no idea what that was.
I mean, yeah, I guess we'll just throw Konosuba 2 in there, but anyways, I was watching like 8 or 9 shows that season, and for God's sakes, man, it felt like I was, working double every day. I get home, from my 8-hour shift. I'd be tired, like crack open a nice, Diet Pepsi, and then I just be like, fuck, man, I have to be caught up, because
Grind.
yeah, fuck, man, time to say 10 toes down, man, get these shows done.
Mhm.
Because I only think you should watch seasonal anime if A, you really enjoyed the manga, or B, you're trying to make sure you're caught up on like the message boards and like the discussions. But in my opinion, like anime viewers are some of the stupidest people on the planet.
Oh yeah, they're all retarded. Average fucking Mal rating's goddamn 7. It should be a
Oh,
goddamn 5.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, okay,
I think we've had this one before, but
Yeah,
we've
we
had
have.
this one at the sushi place.
Several times we've had this conversation over you can eat sushi.
Never forget Clinton's legendary. It's just like, yeah, I gave like these JoJo, all 3 of these JoJo parts 10s, and they're just like, well, what's your favorite one? Part 2. So that's the only one that deserves 10.
10 and a half right there.
No, part 2's an 11. It's just Mal won't let me.
So I was like, man, this is making me miserable. So, and like one thing I hate doing is I hate waiting a week for shows. I'm watching one right now this season, Oda, like the Nobunaga ecchi one.
Oh, is that
And,
any
like-
good?
Oh, this is
Probably
new, but
not.
I actually.
Look, let's just say, man, finally someone got Japanese history right. Oda Nobunaga is a teacher in his own mind. Not a teacher in his own mind. He's a teacher, and the wife of the actual Oda Nobunaga comes to the future, and this is all like you can read this in any history books, and this is true. And so now we got the ecchi dilemma of like, there's just so many girls that just want to bang this man, but he can't because he's a diligent man. He's a good Christian man, and hilarity ensues. And like, you know what? I don't want to wait a week just to watch 7 minutes. Like, I'd rather just crush it.
So many fucking shows this season are like 12-minute long episodes. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with this place right now?
This season is really weak.
Like, it's
and
whack.
Right now, Corey's criticism of seasonal anime is very like, Well, 2017 had too many good episodes in like winter. Like, it was
No.
too good.
I'm not okay. Look, no. I actually like this season a lot because I think it, like, you know, as someone who really enjoys
nothing
slice of
good on.
life. No. As someone who enjoys like slice of life, you know, like it can be fucking completely trash, but this is just my guilty pleasure. If it has nothing going on, and like I can watch episode 1 to 12 and just be like, wow.
No, but
Nothing
that's like
happened.
that's like one anime of like.
Yeah. I mean, I like I'm gonna ripe on like Hattori Bochi because I love the manga, but I don't think the anime is doing it as much justice as it should. But I'm still enjoying Hattori Bochi because
It's stressing me out.
it's okay. Why is it stressing you out? She's literally there to make friends.
Yeah, I know, and she's failing.
No, she's
But
not.
then she's succeeding
She's
through
making
external
she
forces.
She made 2 friends in 2 episodes. How is that a failure to you?
Because it was too hard.
How is it too hard? She literally, one of them was just like, she literally talked to the girl. She's like, I don't want to talk to you. And then she's like, but wait, I really like you. I want to talk to you. And she's like, oh, so easy. Like, wow.
I'm internalizing too many of these emotions.
Yeah, it's, you know, I kind of want to address like the Hattori Bochi thing earlier because as someone who's watched Watamode, I haven't read the manga. I kind of want to, but it's
I
on
did
the
the
point.
opposite.
You read the manga?
Yeah, and I've never watched it.
So maybe you just have PTSD from Watamode, man.
No, Watamode is fine. It's like watching Curb Your
How is-
Enthusiasm.
How is watching Watamode like less stressful than like watching Hattori Bochi?
Because Watamode is not like trying, or she is, but she's like all cynical. Hattori Bochi, it's sincere effort. Watamode, it's like she's just a bitch. It's like, yeah, I don't need I want friends, but I don't need friends. I don't need other people. These fucking losers. It's not my fault. Whereas Hattori Bochi, she's fucking trying. So I can discount Watamode, but I get invested and stressed out at fucking Hattori Bochi.
I mean, I just think you're wrong, man. If you think that some of the loops that Tomoko went through in that goddamn show is not trying, then you need to get your eyes checked, man. I mean, yeah, I agree with the cynical behavior, but
Yeah.
Her personality is definitely like flawed, but that was the point of the show.
Yeah, exactly. I
Personality
mean,
is flawed.
it's literally in the like you know her personality from the very start, just from the title. It's everyone else's fault that I'm not popular, and like that's one of the main. Oh yeah, it's not my fault that.
Yeah.
I
I'm
guess
not
technically that is what it implies.
Yeah. If it's not my fault, it's your fault.
Everyone else's fault.
So it's great because after like reading Hattori Bochi and watching Watamode, it's great to see kind of like the difference between like the 2 personalities because Bochi's just shy, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's just shy, but she's like a good, kind, like spirited person. Tomoko is just like you can't root for her.
No.
Like I don't know about you, Roberto or Nick, but like Nick, did you watch Watamode?
I haven't watched it. No.
Have you read the manga?
No.
All right, so you're kind of checked out of this conversation.
Yeah. I
So-
know a bit about it, but
So yeah, you know what? This is good because I can kind of explain it. Yeah, Watamode is about a girl that tries to make friends. She desperately craves like the friendship, but she fails miserably because it's one of those things where I think it's a good look on social anxiety, and the coping mechanisms that she uses, kind of like the justification in her head.
Yeah.
And Hattori Bochi, I think, kind of suffers from the same thing, except she kind of knows it's her fault,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of like the first step to recovery. But yeah, has anyone else besides me been watching Hattori Bochi?
I haven't been watching it mostly because I'm really disappointed at like this season in One Punch Man 2. And, like,
Wait,
everything
this season
that-
is
that's
great.
some-
It's got
that's-
I'm trying to
that's
fuck
something
my
I didn't do.
teacher. It's got
Oh.
One Punch Man. It's got One Punch Man
Wait.
but with magic.
Wait, I'm trying to fuck my teacher. That was domestic Nakanojo. That was last season.
No, we got Nande Koko no Sensei ga.
Whoops, sorry, my bad. Not domestic Nakanojo. Dollar store scum's wish.
Yeah.
No, not even that. It's literally discount Kiss X Sis.
No, that's definitely not.
No, it is. It is.
No, Kiss X6 is like literally just like
borderline.
There's there's sister characters that are after the brother. There's a teacher that goes after the brother, and there's a classmate that's going after the brother.
But I would say the drag for that show is Diechi, and there wasn't that much.
Yeah, like Kiss X6 was literally just like, how close can we make this show until it's a hentai?
Yeah. And I love reading it monthly.
It's still going on, Kiss X6?
Oh, hell yeah.
How, like...
When I was watching, after I got caught up with Domestic Nakanojo's manga, I went and, like, fucking binge read Kiss X Sis.
Because you needed a good anime, or a good manga.
Yeah, I needed some of that quality.
It's like, oh, man, I'm sick and tired of this mediocre writing, dialogue, setting. I need Kiss X6.
Oh, and then they go through the same story beats. It's like, alright, so in Domestic Kanjo, he broke up with the teacher. I don't like that. Let me go find a manga where he hasn't broken up with the teacher. Motherfucker, they broke up.
Oh, yeah, thanks for spoiling that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm glad I spoiled that masterpiece.
Only in the Jumpcancel podcast you get your favorite anime spoiled. Come on.
I mean, you know what? I think we're kind of past, like, we're kind of like half, like what a first quarter into the spring. If you haven't watched it,
I probably will. Honestly, I'm really.
It's funny because with Domestic Nakanojo, I've watched Scum's Wish, and like I feel like I'm just gonna be watching the same Scum's Wish, but I think the one thing I really enjoyed about Scum's Wish, and this is kind of, I only watched one episode of Domestic Nakanojo, so maybe take my opinion with a grain of salt, is that Scum's Wish was just like, hey, we're shitty people, but goddamn it, like, we know what we are here. Whereas just like Domestic Nakanojo is like, I'm a good guy, like, I'm a nice guy here. Yeah. Like, come on, I'm nice. I just happen to love my teacher. That's my sister. Yeah. Like, to me, it's just like, no, you like, dude, like, you're a scumbag.
No, it's fine.
See, that was the one thing I loved about Scum's Wish, is like, god damn, these people are scummy. Like, I couldn't root for anyone.
I mean, the male teacher was rootable. Like, he was
he was likable, but when he went like full cuck, it was just like, what are you doing? Like, you kind of like want to slap him, just like shake him up, just like, what are you doing, man?
Just be a man.
What are you doing?
Give him 12 rules for life.
By choice.
Yeah.
This isn't how you become a top lobster, man.
Check your serotonin. Come on, man.
God damn it.
Clean your room, bucko.
Go wash your penis.
You know for damn sure that teacher had a messy room. He just couldn't bother. Yeah. Oh man, but so like my coworkers were telling me to watch it, and like I was actually gonna watch it this weekend. Just
Domestic Kanajo?
Yeah.
No, that's just my
like,
thing.
No, they're like, whoops, I guess no one's allowed to watch Domestic Kanajo.
Exactly. It's my goddamn hobby.
Just read the manga.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. Is the anime like pretty bad?
No, it's just the manga's fucking faster.
And it's also 12 episodes. Like it leaves a pretty weird spot. You kind of.
All right, whatever. I mean, like, look, I've seen Scum's Wish. I feel like I've seen the same old song and dance.
Yeah,
but
Corey and I are pretty big Scum's Wish proponents. Like,
yeah, if you're gonna take anything away, I think that like Scum's Wish is like probably one of my most favorite animes that I'll never watch again.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably won't either. Like that and Keijo, like those.
Yeah.
Two, I mean, the two most like iconic animes in my life.
Keijo is my favorite sports anime.
I like it's funny because
Hunniepop was my favorite sports anime.
Mine's the one with the beach volleyball.
I never finished Harukana.
I was like,
it was so fucking boring. It was so generic.
I watched like one episode and I was like, yeah, I'm checked out.
I was like, wow, thank God someone did Haikyuu correctly.
It's like, yeah, they're in bikinis. Yeah, but the characters are just kind of.
It's amazing that they're in bikinis and yet you're somehow not even like interested. Like that kind of goes to show you how bad it is.
If you're always in a bikini, there's no charm to it.
Yeah.
If you're always in a bikini, you're never in a bikini. But when they put the school uniform on, I was like, whew, now
finally a change of pace.
Now we can hit the books.
So, yeah, time to study up some technique. So, yeah. I mean, kind of like to make my whole shtick on like Hattori Bochi and Tomoko, kind of like going back to that because I feel like we didn't really address that.
That's just sort of how the podcast works, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine as long as we kind of like go back and talk about it. I mean, that's the beauty of conversation is that, you know, sometimes it can branch off into other things.
You gotta close the open ends though.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. Is that like?
I'll pull it back, yeah.
Is like, yeah, I kind of enjoy seeing like comparing and contrasting Hattori Bochi to what's the show?
Watamote.
Watamote, thank you. Comparing it to Watamote because it's like you have two people with similar goals with completely two different approaches, and you know, when I first watched Watamote, like my back was tense. Like I thought I got an injury, man. Just like it was just like, oh, why are you doing that? And like, well, at the same time, like I'm taking notes. I'm just like, oh my, okay, yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else has this, but where like there's some animes where I'm watching and I have to pause.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes I have to pause. Like,
see, I was watching it with my roommate Bobby, and at the time I was just like, I'm like, Bobby, man, please, I need to walk around. Like if you want to keep going, that's on you, man. But like I can't do this. Like whereas like and it's because like she has such a shitty personality, and it's like I'm almost rooting for Tomoko to just change. Like, you know, like I'm hoping that like, man, by the end of this, I hope you're just not a fucking piece of shit.
You want character development, not success.
Yeah, of course, yeah, 100. Well, I mean, through the character development, I want success. Because I mean, there's no point if like at the end she's like, huh, maybe I should be a better person. Like, cut to credits. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, what?
Season 2, motherfucker.
We're never getting that. I'll give you that much. But,
I'm surprised it's still being published. I thought that shit was done.
Wow, you know, I really want to read that, and hopefully it's not as.
I'll just put this out there because no one else will. But Tomoko made for some pretty good degenerate dojins.
Yeah, I've seen some shit.
You know what? I'm just gonna let me write that down. I mean, like, you know what, man? I'll be the judge of this.
Don't make me open
Mr.
my
Dojin Code.
Dojin Code. Don't make me open my Sad Panda favorites.
Oh man, I still need to get a Sad Panda, but
yeah, I don't know how that shit works.
It's fun.
You guys are fucking illiterate. Computer illiterate.
I feel like I feel like I've waited for a week and I still haven't gotten in.
Wait, what?
You just have the tab open and the Sad Panda still looking at you like, you won't let me in.
Yeah, let me in. Let me in.
It's just I haven't put the actual effort into doing any of Sad Panda.
It is definitely worth it. That's where all the E and Thai degenerate stuff goes.
It's just make an account. Like, what's so hard about it?
It's just I already have my Dojin site.
All right, you know what? After
this, Sad Panda.
Yeah, true. After this, I'll set the timer for the week, and I think what happens is I make an account, and then while waiting in the week, I think I've done it like twice. Is that I forget. There's a bunch of ghost accounts out there.
So the extension will like auto log you in as long as you if you just have to log in once and then if you have it, the extension will like auto log you in.
So like. It's weird that you say the degenerate thing, but because for me, like, dojins, like it's super weird because I love super vanilla dojins. Like it's some bread and butter, just like boring ass shit.
Like, I need my warm and fuzzy feeling.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, man, just thank you. I'm sick and tired of seeing these fucking ugly bastards, man.
My standards for dojins, especially vanilla ones, is really high. Like the art, like bare minimum, the art has to be really, really good.
Yeah, like I mean, like, you know, I think it's one of those things where it's because it's vanilla, it's the plot's going to be like just mediocre. Like, you know, there's only so many things you can do with a vanilla plot. The actual, like, you know, art and like the sex is going to be like, you know, again, mediocre, because there's so many things you can, like, there's only so many things you can do. So at that point, you have to be fucking, you know, you have to be Michelangelo on the paper, man. You gotta be, wow. Just the Leonardo da Vinci couldn't make a better dojin. Leonardo da Vinci.
And the worst part is when, like, people waste their talent drawing, like, super degenerate shit that no one's ever gonna read. Like,
what, like,
beautifully drawn dojin.
I mean, that's like my biggest dilemma is I'm like, oh man, this art is so good, and then like I look at the tag and it's NTR. I'm like, oh.
I've kinda, like, I usually don't look at the tags because of that, because I look at the art, like, it's usually like there's the main panel of the cover. The art looks good. I click it. If usually I really like anthologies because you get to see like a lot of different artists. The book stuff.
Yeah, usually when they do their groups, right?
Yeah.
Like they're kind of group publishing.
Yeah, the group publishing sounds like are pretty good because you get a lot of artists, and then like eventually they get like individually translated or something.
For me, it's like I go and I click on my boy Domo. Best doujinshi guy there is. But occasionally he'll do some Fuda shit, and I'm like, man, why you gotta do that?
Whoa, what's wrong with Fuda, man? I think like science has already explained that it's the least possible gay thing you can do.
No, I need to be a little bit gay. Need to be a little bit gay.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Fuda on now.
If you're too straight, you just go
if
back.
You know, it's. I feel like with the whole, like, you know, I shouldn't look at tags is because, like, you know, the art's super good, and like usually there's like kind of build up where it's just like, you know, the salary man comes home, it's like, yes, I have a loving husband and all that, but I need more, and then all of a sudden this fucking 300-pound fucking behemoth just walks in, and like at that point I'm just like, I'm just slamming my desk and just like, God fucking damn it, like, I'm committed. God fucking damn it.
It's just like at this point there's no, like, nothing is gonna surprise me in the dojin.
I mean, of course,
I've accidentally like stumbled into the bestiality ones. Like,
true.
I finished a couple.
I remember when our friend Michael like showed it, like he was showing me like one that's kind of like a vanilla dojin that like the main character was an insect female.
Oh my god, you post so many of those.
Yeah. So I was like, man, but like the art was so good. I was captured by the story. I was like, I remember typing to Michael. I'm like, man, the new there needs to be a new issue out, and like just so I can get some closure.
It's like my boy Shindal. Like, he draws like the most beautiful Jin, and then I go like, oh, new Shindal comic. Oh, yep.
I mean, with Shindal, it's just like, you know what you're getting into, man. You've seen Emergence or Metamorphosis.
But he has decent stuff. That's okay. Like usually degenerate at some point, but like it has like
I just remember like I typed it in. Like Emergence and all that, and like I see the YouTube videos like, this is the saddest dojin that I've ever read, and it's just like, wow, what a high bar, like what a high standard we're setting. Like, wow. And like, dude, and like if you're talking about it from like a strictly like story point of view, like if this was an actual anime, like I'd be fucking so mad. Like I don't know about you guys, but like my standard for plot in like dojins or like hentai and that is very low. Like, it doesn't have to make a lot of sense. It doesn't, you know, the characters don't have to be very likable. You know, I'm there for one thing and one thing only, man. I'm there for 3 minutes and then I'm out. Like, so like when people are just like, wow, this is the saddest dojin I've ever read, and it's just like, what others, like, are you gonna be watching like 12 Years a Slave like for a dojin? Like, Like, god damn, dude, is this like Schindler's List quality? Like, what's going on here? Like, why are you expecting? Like, they probably just got thrown off guard. That's what it was, man. They're just like, wait a minute, this isn't terrible terrible scripts and all that. This is like a sub decent plot. But were you gonna
I don't know
something?
about the doujinshi sphere, but in the visual novel sphere, there's definitely some eroge with
I mean, like,
sad plots.
yeah, I mean, why isn't okay? Look, do not compare. Like, if you're gonna compare like doujinshis to eroges, at least make it nuki gays, man. The ones that are shut the fuck up.
I can't think of a not nuki gay.
Rats.
Rants is not a nuki gay. That game has the hella game. It has hours and hours of game.
That is some guy who just like in the middle of coding all that, like he just got bored and he needed to rub one out, so he just put it in there.
Dude, that game is huge. Like, it has so much content, so much dialogue, so much voice acting. That game is like crazy. It has like that's not a nuki gay is like Nekopara is a nuki gay. Like,
Yeah. I remember.
I think Nekopara is actually
yeah.
it depends on what the proportion of.
You're not playing fucking Nekopara to see how he fucking how his like pastry business succeeds.
Oh, if you're okay, that's fair. Okay, Nekopara is definitely like, because I can see the game being popular even without the game sold even without the porn on it. So right.
I mean, that's because you could get the patches, man.
Yeah, no, but I think just for the like just whatever cat girl, whatever. But
I mean, yeah, they had some iconic like models.
I don't know if you guys like ever found yourself like, what happened? I don't know if you guys have ever found yourself like just browsing, like you found a link into DL site and then for like a game, an indie game or like a doujin, and then you just get into the loop of like seeing a bunch of them and just going through all the nuki gates there just to look at the I don't know, the DL site is kind of crazy for like what they have on sale there.
Yeah. It's a pastime of mine to browse VNBB.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Just a casual, just a hobby of mine, actually.
I know DL site too, but not as much.
Crazy because you get like these crazy indie game, like self-made RPG Maker fan games. Like they were literally made on RPG Maker with the most basic gameplay possible, but the artist wanted to make a game, right? It's like he just drew the storyboard and everything, like all the art, and then he made a game.
It was just like a Saturday pastime. He's just like, man, you know, I finished cleaning my room. I finished cleaning my kitchen. You know, I got some spare time. Let's make this game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hunniepop is a legitimately fun puzzle game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So
some hot takes here.
There's strategy involved.
Can I find a guide somewhere for it?
Oh, you can optimize that shit, yeah.
Min-max my Hunniepop.
Min-max my Hunniepop. Yeah.
Thank you for the episode title.
Instead of doing DMC5 tutorials, like Clint's just like, all right, what's up, guys? You know, a lot of you have been asking me how to min-max on this puzzle, and here I'm going to show you the optimal technique.
Yep. So first off, you want to make sure before you get into the puzzle, you're giving them this item, and then you have this shit prepped.
This is where a lot of people struggle. I've been on the boards. I think I'm kind of knowledgeable here.
Yeah, as we lead into Hunniepop 2, we gotta brush up.
Is that actually a thing?
Improve the meta.
Oh, yeah, there's a Hunniepop 2.
Oh my god,
it's coming.
Damn.
Why?
You know, as we're
not cut it anymore.
I mean, you know what it's gonna be? Like, I just imagine just like, you know, the movie voice, like, same gameplay, same mechanics,
more girls.
Yeah, that's it. It's the same game, different chicks, new lines.
It depends what you're in the mood for, I guess. I don't know. I haven't bought the first Hunniepop. I've seen gameplay of it. I'm not gonna buy the second Hunniepop. You know, I'd rather just spend my money somewhere else, like on a Big Mac combo. I think a Big Mac combo will get me more joy.
I remember I bought the first Hunniepop at last year's Toryuken when I heard they were going to be censoring it on Steam.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yep.
That's the only reason.
It's like, oh, you're going to censor this shit?
Why, like...
I can't deal with that. I gotta get it now.
this is where my gripe comes with it. Like my gripe comes with this. Why not just read a doujin? Why not just watch a hentai? If you want to look at naked anime girls, there's just so many better alternatives. Like
not hentai. Hentai's straight up garbage. But doujin, yeah.
No, have you watched Energy Kyoko?
Kyoka, thank you. Energy Kyoka's a masterpiece, man.
Yeah,
I remember.
It's way better than the doujin. The Energy Kyoko doujins don't make it any justice, man.
The issue with hentai is like all the good animators work on actual anime.
No, I mean like they're like I think there are some good like again, in the context of hentai, there are some good like studios that have anime. Queen Bee, like that. If you see like as Ryan pointed out earlier in like our degenerate chat, if Queen Bee is making your like Nukige or like doujin into an anime, that's the kiss of death, man. You just know not to watch it right then and there. I've seen like 4 or 5 Queen Bees just out of curiosity, and like Jesus fucking Christ, man. They sit down for 30 minutes, and then they look at the paper and it's like, yep, this is it. This is good. Let's cash this. Let's cash this check.
Him recommend me like a bunch of different hentais, and I checked out all of them, and the animation was shit. So I just went back to rewatching High School DxD. That's how it's always been. That's how it's always be.
What, do you jerk off to High School DxD?
No, I watched that shit for the fucking action.
Did you watch the hentai for the action or the plot?
Yeah.
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 Wait, no.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Only romance hentai.
Yeah.
I watch hentai for the choreographed action scenes.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
So since we're talking pretty degenerate topics, I thought I'd kind of go into this one.
Yeah, we're an hour in. Everyone stopped listening.
Yeah, of course.
Except Ethan. Hi, Ethan.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
Ethan.
No, it's not-
You
it's
give
not
me
that-
my YouTube watch time like
Uh,
hella clout.
So, with weeaboos, I feel like it's kind of becoming a pretty kind of popular term among among like the anime fan base, like just calling themselves weeaboos, and like for like a self-deprecation. But at this point, like, I think it's just lost its meaning, and like,
Yeah.
like
No, weebs exist. I had to
I
sit
do-
beside those disgusting degenerates watching Fate Stay Night with Windsor. God,
Yikes.
those were... Oh my god.
my condolences, because Unlimited Blade Works just has so much better animation than Fate Stay Night.
No, we're talking
anyway,
about UBW or
Heaven's
not,
Feel.
not Heaven's Feel. Yeah, when I watched Heaven's Feel, like the Part 2 movie with those... Oh my god. Windsor Anime Club needs to just stop.
Wait, like what did they do? Like it makes it sound like they're just like
Oh my god, they were fucking they were nose laughing at fucking sex scenes. Or like anytime they're like and I'm fucking and for some reason
Are you sure they weren't doing something else in that scene?
I'm not sure cuz I didn't want to look at them.
Clinton thinks he's gonna turn to stone
It's
when
like,
he looks at him.
for some reason Axel convinced me to sit in the same row as them. I swear to God, I wanted to just get up and like walk down 2 rows. The theater was empty. I could have done it.
Did he convince you because he just didn't want to sit beside you?
No, I don't know. He's like, yeah, just come watch Heaven's Feel with us, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Did you
I
watch
did that with
any
my
like?
boys.
Did you watch any other like fucking Fate Stay Night like material?
I fucking sat beside Nick for fucking Heaven's Feel Part 1. Yeah.
That's it. You just started with Heaven's Feel.
No, I started with UBW and
Oh, okay.
ended with UBW.
My like experience with Fate Stay Night is that my friend was super hyped for Unlimited Blade Works when it was coming out, and like I guess I didn't get that memo that like it was coming out. Like he didn't tell me the specific day he said it was coming out. So like I think like 2 months later I'm like looking it up. I'm like, oh, Unlimited Blade Works is already out, and I watched the movie. I was
No.
I watched the movie and I was just like, I mean, I don't see what the hype was about, but hey man, to me it was just like, there's just another action flick, it's whatever. And I was like, I was like to him, and like I didn't like see him for like another 2 months after that, and I was just like, oh yeah, by the way, I watched Unlimited Blade Works, it was all right. And then he just like looks me dead in the eyes like, how did you watch it? It's coming out in 2 weeks. Like the first episode isn't even out yet. And I'm like, huh? So, I mean, yeah. So I mean, like, going back to the whole weeaboo point. Like, yeah, I 100% think weeaboos exist. You know, I've been to Anime North for 2 years, and like I get more and more disgusted every time I go, and like nothing will ever beat like my first year, because like that was to me when I was just like, you know what, man, there's no way these stereotypes exist, man. They're too outlandish, they're too wild. There's no way people could be this socially stupid,
Yeah.
and seem to hate hygiene that much.
How did that pan out?
Yeah, let's just say my jaw was dropped the entire time. I was just like, oh my god. Like, I'll never forget, there was one scene where some guy in a Master Chief cosplay got down on one knee, arms out, and just shouted to the top of his lungs, like, "You are gorgeous!" to like this woman. And like I was just like,
oh,
wow.
Boy.
Yeah, I was like, I had to look away. My back is hurting. Like I'm walking slowly because I can't move anything. Like my muscles are all tensed up, and
Cold
and
sweat.
then yeah, I thought I was in a nightmare at that point. And then there was another instance where me and my boys are just like chilling outside, like having a smoke. This is like at 1 or 2 in the morning outside the hotel. And this woman comes out, and these 2 people are following her, and she's just like, "I'm gonna go, like I'm gonna go, guys." And like, just like, no, stay, like, you can sleep on the couch or whatever. It's like, no, I'm gonna get a cab, right? Like she's walking away as she's doing it, and they're just like, no, like stay, like. Why are you leaving? She's like, I just gotta go.
I just don't want to fuck you guys.
Yeah, I think it was one girl, one guy, and like I looked at them, and like they were the stereotypical, like they're being branded as weebs.
Yeah.
And the woman's just like, I'm gonna go. I'm like, blah blah blah, and like it like for a solid, like, just imagine that on repeat for like 5 or 6 minutes, and like it got to a point where I'm just like, fuck, man, I might step in here. And
I'm gonna have to stop being an NPC.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta stop being a bystander. And like, sure enough, they finally relent. Just like, are you sure? And I'm just thinking in my head, like, dog, she said it like fucking 20 times. I'm pretty sure she's confident in her response. And yeah, she left. But like, there are still fucking weebs out there. Don't get me wrong. It's the fact that like, it was in the beginning, it was used to distinguish, like, it was kind of used as a warning sign, like, you walking around, some guy's just like, hey man, that guy's a weeb, and you're just like, fuck, like, hands up,
Yep.
Just like, back up, man, back up.
He's got the fucking headband.
Yeah. He's coming at me with a Naruto run stance, man. There's no way I'm beating him. And like,
Aerodynamically efficient.
Basically. And yeah, like, now it's like, now that kind of like, I feel like anime has gotten more mainstream in like the past like 3 or 4 years. I think like 2012 was kind of like maybe the makeshift. I think Sword Art Online is kind of like was the breakthrough, and Attack on Titan, that's kind of what made it more like mainstream. And now like the normal people just started calling themselves weebs, like almost like ironically, but now it's like so many people call themselves weebs that like it's getting hard to differentiate, man. Like,
all meaning.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, and like I was telling, like, me and Chris were having a conversation about this, and I was like saying, like, I almost feel more insulted to be called an otaku now. when before, like, that was kind of just like, oh, it's just an anime, and like, Japanese culture.
I've always thought otaku was like way worse.
Way worse. I mean, in Japan, it's derogatory.
Because if you're calling someone otaku, that's like, oh, they sincerely like anime.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
No, I can't do that. You can't put that on me.
man, fuck off. Like, it's just like someone calls you, talking, man. You just ready to throw hands. Just like,
Yeah.
what'd you say to me? What'd you say to me, motherfucker?
It's like, boy, you don't put that on me.
Yeah, exactly, man. Don't give me that label. But yeah, like there is like a serious problem with weeaboos, and like all these normal people just calling themselves weeaboos. It's getting hard, man. It's getting hard to spot these guys out, and like some of these people, they're bad, man. They're socially stupid, which I don't understand, because I feel like anime made me better at recognizing social situations. Maybe because they're too busy jerking off to High School DxD.
Yeah.
And like made me better. Like I don't know. The people that have like bad hygiene, like, man, I walk out the door and I forget that I put on deodorant, man. I regret it. Like,
Yeah, I feel bad as a person.
Yeah, same.
It's like, man. So it's like sometimes like I will go to like Shoppers Drug Mart and pick up their fucking expensive like $5 speed stick. Just I don't want to do this to y'all. And like, but like, you had a way to brand them to kind of like, I feel like, give yourself a warning, like a marker, 50 feet. Stay 50 feet away from these guys. And now I can't do that. And like, I don't know, man. Do we just start calling them?
Derogatory term.
So, make a weeb. But no, that sounds even worse. That sounds even more memey. I'm at a loss, man. I'm just, you know what? I can't bring up a solution, but I'm bringing up the problem.
I feel like the problem will fix itself with due time.
Yeah.
Words always arise when you need them.
Yeah. Hell, we have a cryptographic internet slur machine now. Something will happen.
Alright,
True.
I got it.
I think what will happen.
This does bring up a good point, Doug. Can I get an Anime North roll call from the Jumpcancel?
Anime North coming.
Yeah, miss me with that fucking weeb shit.
I'm
just going to not go to Combo Breaker.
I might be going to one day, and like I need to ask my friend, because we are trying to do the panel for unpopular opinions, and
Wait, like you're trying to run it?
Yeah, we're trying to run it, because last year it didn't run because there was only one person who signed up, and you needed a minimum of 2. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Like, that unpopular opinions is the best panel to go to at Anime North, because goddamn, you see some brave people go up there, say some controversial opinions, and everyone boos them, and they like, some people just like sit back down, quiet, like they're crying inside, they're choking back, they're holding back the tears, and then you see some people just embrace it, like, yeah, I know.
I said what I said.
Yeah, I'll bet, like, out of like, I think I've been there for like 3 years now. And like, basically, like, that was probably like, unpopular opinions is the best panel to kind of go to, on top of the trying to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend panel, which one's just,
what the fuck?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Like,
I don't know anything about Anime North other than like I know you people that go to it and like a couple people from college.
Alright, we hitting that panel, Corey.
Yeah, the unpopular opinions, or the how to get a
both
girlfriend?
Of them, both. We hit both, man.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna let you in. It's like, yeah, this is my boy, man. He's got some good opinions.
That'll be.
I'll drag my boy Nick along too.
Yeah.
Is the how to get a significant other one just 90% men?
Pretty much. You see a couple of girls in there, and I'm thinking, like, man, if you're sitting beside a girl at that panel, like, you're kind of looking at them, just like, hey, man, I think we both want something here.
Yeah, for these
And then she's with her boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, no, if she's with her boyfriend at that panel, that's a scummy move, man. You took up 2 spots, man.
Look her dead in the eyes. What's your favorite hentai? If it's anything other than energy.
I mean,
Wait,
didn't
you pull that?
What?
Didn't you start talking about yaoi?
Oh yeah, well, that was a girl selling yaoi. Like, what? It's like going to a clothes, like a person selling clothes. She's like, oh, what's your favorite article of clothing? Like, it's yeah, no, like, but I mean, I feel like that was just a seller, like a buyer, or like seller buyer transaction. Which is
pure
like,
business, pure business.
Yeah, it felt pure business, man. Like, look, man, in that like artist alley or whatever, it's fucking cramped in there. People are the temperature goes up like 15 degrees as soon as you walk in the door. Like, you know, I felt like I was getting drenched, and let's just say you don't look your Sunday best when you walk in there. And you know, I'm just looking around, and you know, when you're buying yaoi, it's kind of hard to present yourself as a straight male, you know.
Yeah.
And like, I threw that in there to her too. I'm like, look, miss, just because I like boys kissing doesn't mean I like kissing boys. I just want to throw that out there, you know.
Just covering my bases here.
Yeah, exactly.
Keeping some doors open here. And...
but I mean, the one panel that me and Roberto kind of went to last year that I was really disappointed in was the Kinks one. I was so disappointed with that one.
Vanilla ass shit, or what are we talking?
Dude, it was just boring, and like the people up there were just like it was just like Kinks 101. Like, what is a kink? And I was expecting to see like pictures, like
okay, yeah. So honestly, Corey, I'll be real with you. I think that's what every panel at Anime North is. I think they just assume you're someone that's interested in a topic and that's coming in, more than someone that's like an expert, right? Because when I went to the Grand Blue panel with
G-Pop,
with my boy G-Pop,
was almost done the tutorial.
They were talking about like the basic, like oh, there's 5 elements in like there's 6 elements in Grand Blue, and like
and you're sitting there just like, tell me how to min-max, man.
I literally learned nothing. Like I didn't expect to learn anything, but I was like thinking it'd be way more interesting.
I was expecting to get like into the history of it, you know, like the etymology.
They did a couple things. It was very like you know, for things you've learned by playing the game for 5 minutes.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Kinks panel.
That too.
I was like, man, these are all things I could learn reading a doujin. I mean, the question, oh man, I was scared to fucking like even like breathe, man, because like at the very beginning it's like, this is a safe space.
Oh no.
Yeah, if you laugh, if you even so much as snicker, you are out.
You will be asked to leave.
Yeah, and then meanwhile Michael's pulling out his laptop trying to do a melty combo.
No, he's writing combo notations for the Melty Blood F-Len wiki.
I remember like looking over and he's just scratching his chin. He's just like thinking in deep thought. Yeah. And then just like I see him slowly like reach into his backpack and grab a PS3 controller. I'm just like, I was just like look at him like, what the fuck you doing? And this guy looks me dead in the eye and says, I just want to make sure this combo is right. Oh man, yeah. I mean, Anime North panels is just like, I like that like last year was kind of like last year, because I didn't really go to many panels for like the first year I went. But like the second year I went to like a hip hop and anime one, and like that one was just atrocious, man. They compared samurai culture to gang culture. I was just like, you are fucking stupid.
Honestly, I think going to panels at Anime North should be like, let's go ironically and see like how fucking stupid this shit is.
Isn't that sort of like going to Anime North in the first place?
Yeah.
I have a good time when I go to.
I mean, I'm going there to buy Dakimakura.
Yeah, I want to buy like I like buying like stuff like.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
how expensive was like an actual pillow?
I don't know if I'm buying the actual pillow from like Taobao.
Ask Michael's mom to make you one.
Oh, true.
I don't know Michael's mom though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean,
ask Michael.
Hey, I just need a Dutch pillow for my back. But like, I mean, I bought my cover. It might be a cover. It might be the whole thing. I can't really read Chinese on Taobao. And if I only get the cover, I'm probably just gonna buy like the 50 by 150 on at like Anime North, because it's
was it like a picture, or was it like, because if you were gonna buy a pillow, it'll be just a pillow. I don't think they ever sell it both.
No, it was a picture. It was a picture. So
picture of the pillow or of the anime.
of like the things I was showing you.
Okay, yeah. Then it's probably just the cover.
Yeah, it's probably just the cover. Yeah, but I mean, like, I'll probably go to Anime North and buy like the 50 by 150 because you know they got the good docu measurements.
Yeah.
You see, I can't bring myself to buy a docu because there was like at least more than one time that I brought a woman over.
What
it's
about
like,
the girl when she comes into my room?
It's like I still gotta hold on to that hope that I can pull that sort of magic off again.
Look.
One of these females into my lair.
If a girl comes into my room and she's not okay with my display
not
case,
okay with me.
exactly.
Yeah, she can leave in the morning.
So how about a threesome? The dog is flying around, man. See, I remember having this discussion a long time ago. This was back like during my honeymoon phase of like anime. And you're just like, man, when do you tell the girl that you watch anime? And like, I remember one dude just like, man, you 25 years in the marriage and you still got that closet where it's like, go.
This is where I keep the dead hookers.
Yeah, it's a better excuse. For me, it's like, you guys have been to my house, right? I have a bookcase that has all my figurines in there, and I have like a bunch of anime, like posters that are framed.
As far as I'm concerned, that's the Bobby OS.
Yeah, no,
that's my roommate.
That's my roommate. Don't worry, man.
I can do that with my sister, except there's a fucking docky in my bed, so like.
Yeah, the docky kind of makes it look. What? Why did my sister put this docky here? She always does this.
I told her not to come into my room anymore.
Like, you know what, man? The way I see it, Clint, is that if a girl doesn't know that I watch anime or that I'm at least like interested in anime, there's gonna be a problem. Sooner or later.
The thing is that this kind of goes back to the whole like. Being a weeb or just like watching anime. If you have a docu, it's a little bit like it's not the same thing. It's just I watch anime.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're definitely crossing into weeb territory, man. Yeah. But I think like one thing I've talked about with Chris about this subject is like two defining traits, in my opinion, is like how much you put like essentially Japan on a pedestal, and oddly enough, like even though there's no correlation between these two, but like for some reason there's very like. If you have one, you have like the other, half the time, and how bad you are at social interaction. And like to me, like those are kind of like the two big defining characteristics of like being a weeb, man. She's like, she sees the dog, she's like, hey man, I wanted to support the show.
It was a pre-order bonus.
Yes. All right, there we go. Now we're discovering the new tech, man.
I got the case. I needed with the pre-order. I bought the pillow to make the case not go away.
I have the pillow already.
Look, this was just part of the This was just part of the this was just part of the Blu-ray collector's edition. I couldn't help it.
My friend gave this to me as a joke, and I just sleep.
Oh yeah, that's a good OS too, man. Just be like, hey, it's a good pillow. What can I say? Yeah. I mean, speaking of like my bookcase, man, I really gotta take I have a cover of Trapped in the Closet by R. Kelly, and this most recent thing, I feel like I should take it down.
Hey, that album is a fucking banger.
It's not even an album; it's a hood opera.
Hip opera.
Hip opera. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah.
I fucking love Trapped in the Closet.
It's good, man. Well, I mean, I think we're kind of wrapping up. Is there anything like any more topics you want to talk about, Roberto?
Shout out to the Unist Strandvats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That you crushed.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, what were we expecting, right?
I don't know. I was expecting it to be a little closer. I honestly only lost one set, or two sets, I think. Justin reset the bracket once. I think that was it. Maybe twice? Maybe once. I don't know. And yeah.
So last night, I watched the first 3 seasons of RWBY. So I'm gonna put my vote.
Couldn't stand another minute.
So I'm gonna put my vote for the next Ranbats to be BB Tag.
BB Tag. Justin will support you. I will play it.
All right.
I don't care. I'll play it. I like that. I don't like the game, but I'll play it.
So, I did it in Windsor. and revived the Skullgirls scene.
You single-handedly like came in like as Jesus and just like revived the scene.
Yeah.
Just like, yep.
Yeah. The Skullgirls
3 months
players
later, he died again.
comes to locals now.
Everyone was hiding in
Spice playing.
Everyone's just like hiding in a cave, man. Like Clinton shows up, like chest out. It's like there will be Skullgirls here, and just
No, legit. I got Windsor's 2 dedicated Skullgirls players to start coming out to weeklies.
Yeah, what a scene! 3 people. That's a hangout.
4 people.
The Clinton effect.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I like to call the Clinton effect. People don't want to play the game, but they want to beat Clinton in it.
Yeah, and I was forcing.
That is why. That is
Play
why
Melty to see me in Skullgirls like weekly.
I've been learning some Skullgirls combos. I'm not gonna.
It's not that you want to beat Clinton.
I don't want Clinton to be top 5.
No, yeah, you don't want to lose to Clinton.
No, not losing to Clinton's easy. I just don't play him. I just don't want him to be like good. You know, like I want him to know his place. You know. It's like if it's like only him and Andrew that play, it's like, oh, I'm the second best fucking Skullgirls player in London.
Mm-hmm.
I can't have him beat
Drew.
Drew could probably.
No, I can probably beat Drew right now.
Probably not.
I don't know about that.
Probably not Peacock. You can't. There's no way you can deal with Peacock.
I played fucking Valentine. I just fucking fly over her.
Is Drew Oh, Drew.
Yeah,
likes the belt.
Yeah. Was it Psycho Supreme or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, boy needs to change his name, man. That's just corny.
Oh my god, my old name was fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I used to be fucking like Love a Sociopath, and that was like base cheese to the marijuana hijuana.
I mean, yours is just fucking downright stupid.
What do you mean?
Like it's not corny. I mean, Jack-Onee-san's still, in my opinion, bad.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah.
It is a high class, very funny pun.
I
feel like
a good meme, but that's about it.
I feel like the I mean, first of all, you don't even play Jacko anymore, which is insane.
Fucking bad character.
So, anyways, I think like what makes a good name is like it can't be more than kind of like 3 syllables. Because if it's like
code.
Yeah, exactly, 2. Jav code. If it's or like like go.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it gets like, because like if you want people to say the full name, they'll never say the full name because it's too long. And like it was actually like kind of like I remember doing like some research, because I think my name was something to do with like Clinat or something, and people just like shorten it. And I was like, that's not my name. Say the full thing.
Mm-hmm. A pimp named Slickback.
Yeah, come on, you say the whole damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you want a good name, Clinton, the next one like NeverBlock. You know, that's easy to say. That's kind of like 2 words. You know, it's like 3 syllables, but like no one's gonna short.
And
it
it's
personifies what I do.
Perfect time too, because I'm giving up the handle NeverBlock. You can take over.
What are you gonna change it to?
I would just change it to like. Roberto.
Please don't. Oh my
I don't know, man. I don't. The meme. Too far. It's not.
It's not the meme. It's the fact that like Roberto's just so plain. It's like the same thing with Richard. I mean,
I'll probably put like a typo like type.
What, like start calling yourself Robert?
No, like R like how I spell it on Twitter, like RAWB.
I mean, you kind of do like the whole idol master shtick. Like you just do like Rubducer.
I don't know. That's a bit too.
Hey
too
man,
high
you're going.
I got time. I got time before my next.
Yeah.
Roll the first R.
I just put a bunch of R's in there.
Roberto.
I might just stick with like JavCode because it was super funny. It's the whole like JavCode thing is like first of all, no one knows what the Javs are, which it kind of irked me. It's like I thought I was with some fucking sophisticated people here, and everyone's just like PPPD 340, and like they're just
triple P.
Yeah, triple PD I think is a good one. I remember telling Bill 307 rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. my boy Bill.
Yeah. No, we're not gonna go into that. I don't even want to fucking joke about that situation. I was thinking about it, but I stopped. But I remember like people coming up and like, oh, so you really like Smash, huh? It's like, what? Just excuse me. So I feel like I have to change it to the other like one like WANZ wands.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, and it's like
Yeah,
Baxel or some shit. Yeah.
Wands 494, but yeah, it's. I mean, I got time before Dash Fest. You know, I'm coming for Hamilton.
I'm hitting the lab in multiple things.
I'm coming for fucking Hamilton.
Yeah, Eunice is like too late.
I'm coming for bitch mark.
Bitch mark, just the Tommy has your name on it.
Dash Fest being on a Sunday is like, oh shit, I have to work.
It's not a Sunday, it's a Saturday, isn't it?
No, it's May 5th. That's on Cinco de Mayo.
I might have to. Oh no, it's May though. I'm already off. I got school the next day though, but like whatever.
Yeah, but I got like fucking work at 10:30.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, I go to Toronto.
I don't know if you can like make sure you're back by until like. I don't know how long the tournament's gonna run. You could probably make it as long as you.
Guilty.
Well, I know you're gonna. I know you're. Yeah, I know you're gonna go 0-2, so it shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, you just start walking as soon as you lose. Like,
so let's see. Guilty Gear's at 7, so I catch the
never mind.
like 7:30. I get there at like 10. Okay.
That's actually logistically impossible.
And then
I don't think
40-minute bike ride from the Via Rail station to work.
If you literally just like DQ yourself,
you
like,
have
both,
to
you sit down and then you pause each game.
you need to have like the most perfect like train or bus timing to make it back in Toronto. It's kind of.
I mean, with Canadian Via Rail, it's not that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just call it.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass on that one. I'm sorry, Vince.
Does that mean you're not joining our Japanese study group?
Oh, that also means I'm not joining your Japanese study group.
You could go to the Japanese study group before work and just Uber there or bus there. I don't know.
We usually start at 11.
Like to work.
Dude, I mean, wait. Do you not realize that Chris White is in our study group?
Like even I'm going to the
like group. No, like again.
Like show up at. Say you're going to show up at 8. Show up at 10:30. Chris White. Yeah. Yeah,
no, like there are times where like. Me and Chris, or like Chris would be like, all right, man, I'll be there at 9:30. It's 11 o'clock, and it's like, man, sorry, just had to go to Tim Hortons real quick.
Y'all still going?
No, yeah. just because Chris is there late doesn't mean that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I always feel bad though, like, cause like. Me, like we spent like 3 months trying to figure out what the hell we want to do each day. And like we kind of have it set up so it's like you do all the studying in the week, but when you show up, it's kind of like mostly group activities. Like it's us like trying to speak to each other. So I feel really bad starting it without Chris. And I'd like again, if other people were running late, then I'd want to wait for them too. Like no one's ever gonna beat Chris in terms of like being late. But if God forbid something happened and like Roberto, you showed up later than Chris, then I'd wait for you too.
No, I'm not like Chris. If at some point I'm like super late, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah, I mean,
it's way too late. Yeah,
like, as long as you like send the message, it's fine.
No, he won't do that. No. Korean barbecue style.
Yeah, I mean that's just because I oversleep a lot. Because when you get on overnights, man, you're gonna.
Okay, here's the thing though.
This fucking sucks, dude.
I'm going to bed at 8 a.m.
Yeah, dude. Okay, the thing is like. I get home, like, I've thought of that, but, like, you're not coming with anything revolutionary. Like, yeah, I'll just go to bed right away as soon as I get home. I don't want to go to bed as soon as I get home. I'm not tired. I just got...
Dude, I mean...
Well, when do you hit the gym, then? Like, before work?
Yeah, no, like, so, in preparation for working nights, I've just been staying up all night, like, doing fucking dust loops and fucking learning how to misfinder cancel with Johnny for no goddamn reason.
You don't play these characters!
Exactly, but I needed to stay up until 8 a.m. today. I fell asleep at 8 a.m. I woke up at like 12, 11, all in preparation to just like have my sleep schedule be I get home, I fall asleep.
Quentin, the human body is not that easy to tame, man. You're gonna be like when you start working and you're just like you get off work and you're like, yeah, I'm done work, I can do things now. Oh no, I gotta go to bed. And you're gonna hit bed and you're gonna sleep for like 12 hours like I do, and you're My day's gone.
The
I gotta
plan
go to work in
is
10 minutes.
the plan is I do all the shit I want to do in the day before work, and then I just go to work.
Wait, but don't you work every day?
Yeah.
Then how do you do shit the day before you work? Like
Or
after
like
you wake up?
the 8 hours before I go to work.
You think you're not gonna like sleep a lot?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, you go to bed at 8. Let's say you get 8 hours
I mean,
of sleep. That's
no,
4 hours.
no,
So I go to bed at
Cl-
8. I get a solid 6 hours of sleep because my body doesn't go down for longer than that. And I don't know why.
Clinton's gonna be the superhuman that just like does the Ultraman technique where he
Yeah.
takes like
Do you, bro?
Maybe
I
I'm
take 10-minute naps every 10 minutes.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just fucking old, man. Because like, because I fucking feel it.
No,
man.
I'm the same way, man. Like cause like my manager's a fucking idiot, and like last week I had opening and closes for every one of my shifts.
What?
And
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Like,
opening and
2
closes.
4-hour shifts or?
No, this was just like I come in at like 4 and then till like 11, and then I have to be at work by 9, so I have to wake up at like 8.
Okay, the first time the Popeyes that I worked at did that to me, I did the close, and then I did the open, and then I slept through the shift and got fired.
Damn.
Sounds like something
Yeah.
you do.
So yeah, I mean like I don't do that, and also like I can sneak in a nap or 2 at work. I've got a system laid out.
Okay, yeah. So you were much better at that than I was. I was fucking
Oh no,
shit
it's
at that sort of
it's not
job.
that it's not that I was better at it. It's just that my management doesn't really give a shit. So
Oh no,
like,
I was just like bad at my job. Like, like
so there's more variables to this.
yeah, there was some shit. It was stacked against me. Sleeping through that shit did not help.
Yeah, that was the final straw. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
But like, I agree with. I agree with
I've
Roberto.
like no-showed to my work and didn't get fired. I no-showed. They called me. I didn't answer the phone. I just show up like the next week for Monday shift or like a Friday. I just show up Monday. It's like, hey guys, what's up? And they're like, Roberto, what happened? And I was like, I don't know. I just didn't feel like talking to you.
Did you actually say that?
No, I didn't say. I was just like, I was gonna come in on Monday anyway. I was like, talk to you guys then. Like, I'm alive. I hope. I don't know. I just really like once I realized I overslept. Like, I didn't want to like talk to them. I just felt so bad that like I don't know. But yeah, that fucking McDonald's will let you go. Just,
Whoa! We're not supposed to say, man.
Oh,
they're
God,
coming out for you.
I'm doxing myself. Oh no.
Where's
I'm
the
probably-
job lynch mob?
I'm probably gonna quit too as soon as I get my own stuff.
Yeah, like I agree with Roberto though. Like going back to the whole like, you can't just come home from work, and then just be like, all right, lights out.
But yeah, lay in
Like,
bed, hit the hay, like fall asleep immediately. Like,
Yeah.
I hopefully I'm wrong, and you can like manage to like have like a more organized life than I do. But like overnight's like really messed this year.
I truly think with Chris White, like, it will be impossible for you to like do these like Sunday nights.
Okay, what's your
like-
like road trip? Like, well, how long does it take you to bike to work from like your place?
Oh, for me, 20 minutes.
Okay.
No, but like, don't forget, I live on the other side of town.
Yeah. What about from
You-
Corey? Probably like over an hour.
Oh, 2 Corys, it's about, let's see. From here to Corey's, it's maybe
It has to be an hour and a half.
no, it's 30 minutes.
Really?
No,
That's not
you're
bad.
not that far.
And then going back home is probably faster because it's downhill.
Yeah,
So you could probably make it there in. Yeah, it's not bad. Like,
yeah, it's not terrible.
good
And it's
cardio.
like it's not like I'm unfamiliar with biking that exact same route at night because I've been doing it when we leave like Western locals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's not bad actually. Like,
The nice thing about the way it is going to work out though is Friday, Saturday night locals I can stay out as long as I want because
Yeah.
I'll just be awake during that time anyways because it's like I'm not at work right now and I have my evenings. Yeah. The real tough thing is going to be Wednesday nights. Because I leave locals at like 9:30 to go get ready for work. How are you doing it?
I just bring all my all I need is my clothes, change the clothes, and then I leave at like 10:30 and catch like a bus straight to work.
Yeah, I'm thinking I need to keep my work boots at work.
Yeah, do you have like lockers and stuff? Yeah, you can do that. Do you have like a locker?
Yeah, it's always how it's been.
Yeah, then just do that. That's no problem. Or you can just take it in your bag or something.
Yeah.
Probably not that heavy.
Oh, I do not want to take fucking cinnamon, garlic, mud covered boots to anywhere I'm going.
Put it in a bag or something. I don't know.
You do not understand the pungency of those work boots.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope you do well.
Yeah. It's not like it's my first rodeo doing this job.
You gotta join the BB Tag Granddad. So.
If you can join these like these Sundays like study sessions, then God bless, man. But
look, man, I can't even keep up with WaniKani.
That's true.
I mean, that's just gotta do it.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's the issue. They'll like send me an email every now and then. And I'll be like, oh, the fuck is this?
Alright, Nick, my plan for the Japanese study sessions is we just play AU Senki Gold in the corner.
You know what? I'm down.
I feel like what's gonna happen is like there's gonna be so many people that like it's just gonna like just turn into fucking degeneracy.
It's gonna turn into a regular fight. Someone would start to laugh.
I'm not bringing my stick.
Yeah, so don't worry, man. I got an extra one.
I brought my pad. I'm ready.
Look, I can play on
don't worry, man.
any input device besides a pad.
I don't know. If you can play Devil May Cry on pad, you can play a fighting game.
I can play Devil May Cry on stick.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Not well. Probably.
Not well. It's kind of hard, but I can do it. I can't play Dante good because I have to like completely like always be switching from a directional pad to like left stick if I want to style switch. But I can play Nero on stick fine.
You can't even play Leo on stick.
No. Devil May Cry is easy. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, according not all these like things, these tutorials on jump cancels.
I don't know why there's fucking tutorials on jump cancels. Just fucking press X.
Yeah,
it's like the fucking easiest thing in the world.
So, Clinton, you were saying like your YouTube channel is like full of like you've been uploading like Devil May Cry tutorials and shit.
No, I've been uploading like fucking just like not even combo videos, just me like running through hard.
But this is not like why are you doing that in the podcast channel though?
Oh, because there is no podcast channel.
Maybe there should be.
Okay, at least you know what this is. Let's. I think this is a kind of good way to wrap up the podcast, man. Like, Linton, if you're gonna have it, at least just have a playlist with all the podcast.
There's a Jumpcancel playlist, and then come like 2 Wednesdays from now, I'll set up a Libsyn feed so that there'll actually be like a instead of just like YouTube podcasts, but
YouTube channel with just the podcast, like not of your personal YouTube channel.
Yeah. I think you should definitely separate the two.
Having mixed content like that ruins like the algorithm, like and having like people like trying to find it. It's like if you look up fucking Jumpcancel podcast and you get fucking Devil May Cry.
I literally tried. I searched it up like Jumpcancel podcast, and then I'm like, wait, no, I said I did Jumpcancel, and then I did Jumpcancel Jack-Onee-san. I did Jumpcancel podcast. And then I did Jumpcancel podcast Jack-Onee-san, and none of them gave me the what's it called, the link to like any episodes.
So real talk, trying to find anything from like YouTube like search is, from what I've experienced, like completely pointless. It's like the only views you'll get is either like for me they'll all be from the Twitter. Or they'll be from like 1 or 2 views from like the recommendation box.
I have a thing where it's I have a thing. Oh wow, crazy! I have a channel called Shun Biken Twitch VODs where I just take someone's like Twitch archive. Mm-hmm. I asked for his permission, and I literally typed in Shun Biken VODs, and the first thing I got was my entire thing. I'll send a snippet. Why you can't do that? Your tagging system is fucking atrocious then.
Yeah, I mean, they're not great.
They're not great? They're non-existent. They're non-existent.
Episode
Look,
10 was planned.
I literally just typed in Shin Bike and VODs. And
Oh
then
yeah, they're straight up
everything-
just not tagged. The tags are Jack-Onee-san, FGC, and Anime.
Oh my god.
That has nothing to do with the pod. Like, oh my god,
Okay,
you don't even have pod.
It half does. Like, you should at least have the podcast tag on it, like bare minimum.
Let's see. Do the older ones? Let's look at like episode 6. The end of the podcast. I'm in the analytics.
And it turned
Let's
into
see.
like a
Jack-Onee-san, FGC, Anime, Jumpcancel with a space, podcast, Jumpcancel pod. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's episode 6. Sort of gave up on tagging.
Can't give up, man. Gotta keep going.
I gave up on tagging. You couldn't do it for 2 minutes.
I couldn't do it anymore,
Let's
man.
see. Jack-Onee-san, FGC, Anime, Devil May Cry 5, Eunice, Jumpcancel. Assume that's
These weekly
things we talked
podcasts
about.
are killing me.
I mean, at least do tags about what like they talk about in the podcast too.
Let's see. Episode 9. Where's my Boulevard Pass? FGC, Anime, Skullgirls, Devil May Cry, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, Jumpcancel. Okay, so it was just like episode 10 that I didn't fucking tag.
What's the episode title for this episode?
For this episode? Fuck,
Yeah.
I just
Alright,
had it.
Let's end it on the episode title, man. I feel like
You're gonna have to rewatch it and remember.
Yeah, because there's something about like our discussion about dojins or some shit like that.
I forgot what was it. It was something I said, but I forgot.
Yeah, because I remember. Oh, thank you for the episode title, but then I fucking forgot it.
Oh,
you didn't think to write it down.
No, I don't have like.
I mean, you can just rewatch it. It's not hard.
Yeah.
No, it is really hard. I don't like rewatching this shit. Like
Well,
that is the most painful thing. Is if I don't remember what we talked about for the thing, and I'm trying to do the Twitter post. It's like fuck. I've got to actually watch this podcast now.
Oh my god. Is it because of like the guest or is it because of you?
No, so I just don't like. Why would the fuck would I listen to my own goddamn podcast? I already listened to it.
Quality control.
Quality control. Want to like maybe editing, maybe
No.
like.
Editing,
Maybe you just enjoyed the conversation points and want to go back, like.
Like the only one I've actually re-listened to was the one with the fucking Bram and Spice.
I mean, I see. I was actually gonna listen to that podcast as like I was gonna listen to the Richard one and that one, but then Nick just told me, like how you devised it is that it was just you, Bram, and Spice in one room, and then Nick on the other line, and
yeah,
like
so it was real,
at
at
that point, like why even make the episode?
yeah, it was rough the way I had set up. It was oh my god, there was a constant echo because I
mean,
don't have a headphone splitter.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Nick was my headphones cranked the volume so that we'd be able to use my headphones as fucking speakers. So then you'd be able to hear like a fucking echo the entire.
I mean, you know what? I think it at least like fits the overlapping theme of this podcast, which is just no thought or effort being put in.
Yeah, no, none. I've sort of looked into how to edit audio. So like this episode, for instance, I'm going through a compressor on it because that will even out some of the volume. Yeah. Other than that, new mics.
Yeah, I want to get a new mic too. I don't want this like headset mic. I want to
like,
give me a Blue Yeti, man. I'll come back.
I've got this fucking mixer with all these fucking XLR channels. I'm going to put some fucking mics in there. Like that's just that's happening like 1 or 2 weeks from now. As soon as I get my paycheck and buy like an AT2020. If Nick wants one, I'll grab one too. If he wants to come in studio.
What's an
Audio
AT?
Technica AT2020 cardioid condenser mic.
A what?
It's a microphone.
It's $139.
Yeah, plus like a $58 dollar boom, because I have a problem with spending money.
I know you have a problem with spending money.
I just,
You know,
just like doing it.
You know what, man? If you can get me a snowball.
Yeah, if you give me a Blue Yeti, man.
I mean, I'm fucking using a snowball right now.
Give me
What?
a Blue Yeti,
Yeah.
I'll be a wreck.
I'll buy that Blue Yeti off of you.
No, no. Okay, so another issue with the Discord podcast is I don't want Nick to constantly be able to hear himself. So the only way I can set this up is I have to set this snowball up to listen, so that it comes into the mixer, and then Nick doesn't hear it. And then when we go and I get the new mic, I'm going to record the podcast on the new mic, but talk to Nick through the snowball. Yeah, it's going.
I don't know.
Yeah, I figured that.
This
part
is
out.
you know what? It was great being on this podcast. My name's Corey, JavCode, but please do not call me that. You know. I'm gonna take over the hosting responsibilities right now. With me as always is Jack-Onee-san and Nick, who are the actual hosts of this,
Yeah,
and my
please
good
don't
friend
call me that.
Roberto.
Like,
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
My boy Clinto
thank you.
and Nick. Yeah, that was this episode.
Yeah.
Hope to-
Make sure to follow Nick on Twitter for all of his Grand Blue Fantasy raids.
Please don't follow me on Twitter.
I'll follow you on Twitter right now.
Yeah, give me a link.
At Wartville.
I need to know when I gotta help my buddy out.
Roberto, what's your Twitter?
I'm not.
Rob the Weeb. RAWB.
And Corey, as far as I'm
WEEB.
as far as I'm aware, Corey, do you even have a Twitter?
No, not for you,
Okay.
and not for anyone else. I really like keeping my private Twitter separate, and my Instagram.
You have a fucking Instagram?
It's literally only to follow cute Asian girls.
I can't really fault you for that one.
Mine's to post pictures of food and me at the gym.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it's almost like I'm talking to a 20-year-old white girl.
Basically.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head out now, guys. It was nice talking to you.
Time to put some Dota now.
Yeah,
Get out
man.
of here.
I'm getting hungry.
Y'all
It was
can
nice
come
being on
back
this
anytime.
podcast. Anytime. All right, cool.
See ya.
I'll set my topic up. All right. All right. Peace.
I'm a quick relief call at this point.
All right.
All right. See you, people.